I hope you are having a good time so far. Thank you for taking the time out today to join us for the webinar. I am Rohit Lohan and I'm excited to host the session today with Bill Pollock from Strategies for Growth. Bill is a well-known service industry leader. He is former president and chief research officer of the Service Council. Before that, Bill worked as principal analyst in service management practice at Aberdeen Group and managing analyst in service industry at Gartner. For today's session, Bill will talk about how companies have improved their operations by investing into a new warranty system. This also helps us understand the return that customers have been able to realize from their investments into a new warranty system. Before I invite Bill to start his presentation, let me inform you that you can use the chat feature on the GoToWebinar window to ask questions. Today's webinar is for 1 hour and we have kept the last 10 minutes for Q&A. Over to you, Bill.
Thank you, Rohit. I appreciate the introduction. And thanks to all of you for joining us today. We've got quite a bit of information to cover, but it's a little different than what we've done in the past couple of years for Tavant. This is our third annual warranty management survey, and the first webcast we did that was hosted by Tavant focused on some general State of the Union drivers and market factors and strategic actions that were taken by the global warranty management industry. The second webcast that we did focused more on best practices. What were those kinds of organizations doing that were different and better than what all other organizations were doing? This time, it's our most recent survey, and we're drilling down even deeper than that, and we're looking at the differences between those that have implemented a new warranty management solution or have just upgraded their existing solution during the past 3 years or less. So as I said, we've got quite a bit of information, and I think that what you'll see is those organizations that have stepped up to either acquire a new solution or upgrade their existing one are really reaping the benefits of having done that. It goes directly to the bottom line. So basically the survey data is extremely fresh. We launched the survey on January 10th. It was live for 41 days, and we have 215 respondents, so we got a good representation of the marketplace. The first thing we wanted to look at was what kind of warranty management processes are being used by you and your peers in the industry. And what we found is that just under a quarter, about 22%, indicated that they're either not using a formal warranty management process at all, possibly Excel spreadsheets and Post-it notes, or their process is all manual. So that 22% doesn't necessarily only reflect what very small organizations are doing. There could be some small departments, still important though, of larger enterprise organizations, some of which are in the $1, $2, $3, $5 billion size range, but their processes are not necessarily state-of-the-art just yet. What we do see though is that when you aggregate those that are partially automated versus those that are fully automated, we get more than 3/4 of the global marketplace that has at least a partially automated warranty management solution. This number is higher than the 70% that we saw last year. So there has been some progress made in that area. However, when we look at those that are fully automated, we see only 20%, 1 out of 5 at the present time, although this number jumps by almost another 50% to a total of 29% when you look at only those organizations that have either acquired a new solution or upgraded their existing warranty management solution within the past 3 years. Now, I'll be talking about those that have implemented or upgraded within the past 3 years. And when you think about that, the midpoint of that area is about 1.5 years. So basically, this is a segment that's done some upgrading or some acquisition within the past 1 to 2 years, let's say, on average. So what this does, obviously, is it leads to those that have done something in the past 3 years, 100% of them are at least partially automated. No more manual processes, no more informal processes, and that's a step in the right direction. And what we'll do is we'll show you how they got there and why you should be getting there. Now, overall, the news is good about annual warranty budgets in terms of their likelihood to increase rather than decrease over the next 12 months. What we see is 44% are indicating that they're going to be increasing their warranty budgets throughout 2017 and bleeding into 2018. And of that amount, there's 19%, almost 1 out of 5, that are going to increase their budgets just modestly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% or so, and another 1 in 8 or 12% that are going to increase their budgets by 5 to 9%. What's very encouraging, though, and this is a higher number than we saw last year, that about 1 out of 8 again, 13%, are going to be increasing their annual budgets by greater than 10%, and that's typically in the 15 to 20% range, and some respondents are going to be increasing by more than 20%, 25% or so. But this is offset by those that are going to be decreasing their budgets. It's only 18%, and that 18% reflects a 2.5 to 1 ratio of those organizations planning to increase their budgets versus those planning to decrease their budgets. However, we do see that 1 out of 16, not a large number, 6%, are going to be decreasing their budget by greater than 10%. Again, in the 15 to 20% range for the most of them. This might be that they're going to be decreasing their budgets in some cases because they've already experienced some cost savings. So while these numbers are very reflective and indicative, they also can be a little bit complicated to understand. The takeaway from this chart, though, still is that budgets are likely to increase, and even among those that have cut their costs with an increased budget, they can do so much more with what they have, particularly if they've upgraded or implemented in the past 3 years. Now, this is one of the more deciding factors as to whether or not there's going to be a major significant positive impact on the bottom line. What we see here is that almost half, 49% of the respondents to the survey have either implemented a new warranty management solution in the last 3 years or have upgraded their existing solution. And of course, that just leaves the 51% who have not done so. What we're going to see is that as a group, those that have implemented and those that have upgraded are reaping the benefits since the implementation or upgrade, but not only that, year over year, when we compare them to all others who responded to the survey, we see that their year over year increases for the past 12 months are also substantially higher than for all others. So they've reaped the benefits simply by implementing or upgrading, and they continue to reap the benefits, widening the gap, if you will, from those that have not taken those steps over the past 3 years. What we would like to do at this point, though, is we do have a polling question, and that question is your organization considering the implementation of a new or upgraded warranty management solution in the next 12 months? So there's the screen, and you've got 2 choices, yes or no. Sorry for those who don't know. Just give your best guess, and what we'll see is how this shakes out with respect to the attendees to this webcast. So what I'm going to do is, I don't see the results just yet, so I'm going to continue on with the presentation, and when we see those screens, then I can refer to them. Actually, I can't move the slides while the poll is up on the screen, so let me see what I can do. Okay, here we go. Here's the first breakout for warranty claims processing time. And this, again, is among those that have upgraded or implemented in the past 3 years. What we see here is, what we see here is that there 45% have improved their warranty claims processing time. And that's really significant. Again, 21% only modestly, less than 10%. But 12%, 1 in 8, have improved their warranty claims processing time by greater than 25%. Some of them in the 35 to 45, even 50% range. So that's a significant upgrade or uptick that we've seen among those who have taken these steps in the past 3 years. Again, there's always an offset, and the offset here is very small. 18% have seen modest declines. Most of that 18%, the 12%, has declined by less than 10%. So it's not a very significant change. but it's something that we see that improved decided over declined by a ratio of 2.5 to 1. So this is a very healthy growth pattern, and it shows that warranty claims processing time improves significantly, and in some cases substantially, if there has in fact been an upgrade or an implementation within the last 3 years. Total warranty expense, we're seeing a slightly different picture here. Still positive, but slightly different. 43% have seen an improvement in their total warranty expense over the past 3 years. And most of that, though, has been less than 10%, the 5 to 10% range. We do see, though, that 31% have seen a decline over the past 3 years. Now, this may be for many factors. Their expense may have gone down because they're more efficient than they are today. It may have gone down because they're cutting back. They're still in the process of cutting costs, pretty much laggards rather than innovators in addressing cost-cutting measures that everyone's had to go through over the past 8 or 9 years. But still in all, what this shows is that 40% more organizations have improved their warranty expense as opposed to experiencing a decline in the past 3 years. Where we really see some very significant findings here are in supplier and vendor recovery. And this is actual dollars that goes straight to the bottom line. Here we see 67% have seen an improvement over the last 3 years since their implementation or upgrade. And of that 67%, 7%, 1 in 14, it's improved by greater than 25%, again in the 35-40% range. And then we see most of them in the plus or minus 10% improvement range over the past 3 years. That's very substantial. No change, only 33%, and those organizations that have experienced a decline have only experienced, only 10% of them have experienced a decline, and it hasn't been by very much. And again, it could be for positive reasons. Again, another complicated finding that ultimately will need to be drilled down a little bit further, but for right now, what this shows is a ratio of almost 7 to 1 experiencing improvements in this area if they've taken those steps in the past 3 years. So what we'd like to do now is to compare and contrast certain key performance indicators, or KPIs, between those that have implemented new warranty management solutions in the past 3 years versus those that have merely upgraded their solution. First, for warranty claims processing time, a 14% improvement overall since implementing their new warranty management solution. That is a very significant improvement, and it goes a long way toward making for a very good ROI, or a return on the investment for the new solution. 6% for those that have upgraded in the past 3 years, that's still a good improvement. And if you will, if you just can imagine that we didn't put the column in the middle, and we just showed that it was a 6% improvement merely for upgrading your warranty management solution, I think most of you would think that that's a pretty significant improvement or increase as it is. However, it does pale somewhat to those that have gone full tilt and implemented a new solution in the past 3 years. And when we look at warranty expense, again, this is kind of strange. As I said, it's a complicated thing because expense can go up if you're spending more money to provide better services to your customers, but it can also go down if you've already provided better services and more efficient processes to serve your customers. So again, a complicated metric or KPI, but what it clearly shows here is there's basically a flat line here. There's hardly any decline, hardly any increase, whether it's for a new implementation or an upgraded one. But again, when we look at the supplier and vendor recovery as a percent of total warranty expense, 8% improvement for new implementations, 5% for upgraded solutions. So for those organizations like yours who are thinking about making a change, if you're not in a position to acquire a new warranty management solution just now, then upgrading your solution from the existing solution is going to render some improvement for you, but you're going to find at least more than twice the improvement with warranty claims processing time, and another 60% improvement for supplier or vendor recovery if you go full tilt again and implement a new warranty management solution. What we did now is we asked the respondents if they currently offer an extended warranty agreement or service contract. More than half, 55%, said yes, we do. Only 25% said no, we don't, and the rest don't know. So that 55% is probably a 70% ratio. Those who don't know are probably those who are involved in straightforward warranties, not extended warranties, and they don't know the situation within their company. It might be another division or so. But still in all, a majority of respondent organizations are in fact offering extended warranties. And what we're seeing from that is that about 2/3 of them, 67%, are managing their extended warranties entirely in-house. When you factor in those that are managing mostly in-house, that 67% becomes 79%, almost 4 out of 5. But then when we add the 10% that are managing them equally in-house and by third parties, that's almost 9 out of 10. That's 89% who are managing at least some portions of their extended warranties in-house. And if you're doing it with only a partially automated process or a non-automated process, then you're just doomed to disaster. At some point, you need some help. You need an automated solution, and that's why we're seeing such great improvements that are experienced by those organizations that have acquired or upgraded in the last 3 years. Now, it all comes down to what's driving the marketplace, what are the challenges they're facing, and what are they doing about it. So here's a good place to start. When we look at the principal drivers that are impacting today's warranty management initiatives, we see that they're clustered in 3 areas. The main cluster is customer focused. 47%, 43%, 36% all say that a customer focus, these issues are among the top 3 issues that they focus on that are driving them day after day after day to provide their warranty services to their customers. And if you will, if we ask them which of the following are issues that are on your mind at all, rather than which are the top 3 issues, that 47, 43, and 36% would all be in the 90s or high 80 percentiles. So we wanted to be a little more demonstrative and to separate the men from the boys, if you will. And what we see here is that almost half are saying post-sale customer satisfaction issues, and to a lesser extent, the desire to improve customer retention are 2 of the top 3 factors or drivers that they consider when they manage their warranty operations. Customer demand for improved warranty services is also there, cited by more than 1/3 of the respondents as a top 3 focus. The next cluster is not so much a cluster, but it's an individual line item, which is product quality focused, dealing with inferior or deficient product quality. What makes this important is that you're not looking at last year's survey or the survey from the year before. In those surveys, the cost issues were the second cluster. Product quality or processes were the third cluster. So what this shows is a shifting over the past 12 months from the aberrations that we've been seeing since the market meltdown 8 or 9 years ago and back to traditional and historic patterns of number 1, customer focus, number 2, product quality focus, and number 3, cost and revenue focused. So it's still important when you get plus or minus 1/4 of the respondents to say, among my top 3 drivers are product defect related costs and a mandate to drive increased service revenues. They're still very important, and these represent the 3 main clusters of what's driving the marketplace today. So what we wanted to look at now is what are companies going to be doing about it, but first why don't we take a look at some additional drivers that are impacting the market. First, other key drivers focus on costs, logistics and reverse logistics, escalating warranty administrative costs, fraudulent claim costs, but they're also looking at profitability, 18%, 1 out of 6 or so, compliance with regulatory requirements, and performance, the need to improve supply chain performance. So even though these represent numbers 11 through 15 of the 15 factors or drivers that we looked at, they're not also RANs. When you consider that 1 out of 8, 1 out of 7 respondent organizations consider these factors to be among the top 3 drivers that are making them make their decisions day by day by day, then these are important. So don't just focus on the top 5 drivers or even the top 10 drivers. The numbers are high enough that you need to focus on all of these drivers in terms of weighing their importance, but they may not look like they're as important on this page as they were a couple slides earlier, but they're of extreme importance to those who said that they're among the top 3 drivers that they're looking at. Now, the greatest challenges facing today's warranty management initiatives are, they segment themselves a little bit more straightforward. The first one is the identification of root causes of product failures, and that's exactly the same result that we've seen in last year and the year before's survey. Other issues are not quite as pronounced. However, product quality issues has gone up equal with claims processing time and accuracy, and we've seen the product quality issues bump up and up and up over the past survey iterations from down lower in these bar charts. So product quality is becoming more of an issue, and if it's something that your organization is not dealing with, then you should be dealing with it. There are other challenges though, and those challenges focus on systems, costs, sales, and management issues. And again, when you look at these numbers, 13% to 18%, that's basically 1 out of 8 to 1 out of 6 of the respondents say these are among our top 3 challenges. So this is all very critical, and it's something that you should be looking at because your customers and your users are looking at them. So what we'd like to do at this point is put up our second polling slide, and this is what is your organization's single greatest challenge. So just mark one challenge here, and we've looked at the top challenges that we've identified from the overall survey, and we're giving you the opportunity to see if any of these are likely challenges that you're facing as well. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to see the results on my slide, but what I will be able to do is to continue on, but you'll be able to see the polling results on your screens. Now, specific challenges relating to product complexity is a drill down that we haven't done in past surveys, but with product quality becoming a more important issue, what we wanted to do is to look at specific challenges that relate to product complexity. And what we see here, and this is good news, about a third are saying no significant challenges. However, the offsetting findings are that things like increasing labor charges and costs, increased reliance on the manufacturer or the OEM for joint support, or the lack of certified or experienced technicians is also being cited by nearly the same amount, just under a third of respondents. So what we're seeing here now, I see on my screen, and I'm sure you do too, that identifying the root causes of failures and product and data quality issues are cited equally as the top or the single greatest challenge among organizations like yours. So thanks for participating in that, and that kind of reaffirms the data that we've been seeing in our survey too. We also want to take a look at, let me just do this, the specific actions that are being taken to address the product complexity issues. And what we're seeing here, not surprisingly, that no specific actions are taken by about a quarter of the marketplace. They don't have significant problems. But among those that do have issues with product complexity, what they're doing mainly is increasing the training and certifications for their technicians, and they're providing self-diagnostic capabilities. Others, like outsourcing or establishing contracts with OEMs or manufacturers for field service support, these are factors that we haven't measured in past years. We'll continue to measure in future years because they're becoming more and more important. Specific challenges relating to changing customer expectations are also important. No challenges, no specific challenges to about a quarter of the respondents, but the demand for quicker claims turnaround time was cited by a majority, 53% of respondents. So this is critical, and this also serves very well as a foundation for why acquiring a new warranty management solution or upgrading your existing solution is important, because we've already seen some of the metrics. We've got more to show later, but some of the metrics for why taking those kinds of steps is going to be good. You're going to be meeting customer requirements better, and that goes right to the bottom line in most cases as well. Other challenges, like the ability to provide B2B service customers with B2C service capabilities. And what this means is that every one of your customers or users is a B2B customer to you. However, when they go home and they order something from Amazon.com or QVC or the Home Shopping Network or Zappos, they're getting treated as a B2C customer. And what they're doing when they go back to the office the next day, they're thinking, why can't I get turnaround on my part return? Why can't I get a credit for a return as quickly through my vendor as I get from American Express with something that I've purchased and returned to Amazon.com? So these changing customer expectations are going to, they're not just in vogue right now. It's really an avalanche that's overtaking the marketplace. Every one of your B2B customers or users is going to want you to treat them as a B2C customer, and the rationale is, why not? Why can't you? And if the reason you can't is because you're only using partially automated systems, or you don't have a state-of-the-art warranty management solution, well, then there's your answer. There's your driver to why you need to take those kinds of steps. So to put some things in perspective, what we wanted to look at is what current strategic actions are already being taken in the marketplace. And what we've seen here, and it's a little discouraging for me because I'm all about metrics and KPIs, but there's a rationale behind this. Developing or improving metrics or KPIs for advanced warranty chain analytics has gone below the 50% line for the first time in 3 years. It was up around 52% or so last year. Now, the reason for that is that many organizations, the most progressive and aggressive organizations, have most likely already developed and or improved their KPI programs. So they're not currently undertaking them. They've been undertaken. They're already in place. So while the number has gone down a little bit, it's still at the top of the pile by a large margin in terms of its current usage by peers and organizations like yours. And as I said before, the market data that we get from surveys is getting more complicated and more complex year after year after year, because it was easy to measure things 10 years ago when nobody was doing anything. We can measure, here's what they're doing, it's not much, here's what they're planning to do in the next 12 months, and we see some bumps and upticks and things like that. Now that most of the marketplace has already developed metrics and KPI programs, what we're seeing is that that's becoming less active, less important, because the programs are already in place. So I don't want you to think that because these numbers are a little lower than last year that they show a decline in the importance of these kinds of strategic actions. What I also wanted to point out is that 22% are currently purchasing or upgrading their automated warranty management solution. So this also shows that if you haven't already done so, we already see the difference in many cases between those who have and those who haven't. Well, there's 22% who are currently doing this, and again, if you're not doing it, that's going to widen the gap between you and the rest of the marketplace, which is fairly quickly now upgrading to a more automated warranty management solution scenario. And when we look at what they're planning in the next 12 months in terms of their strategic actions, we see that still there are 26%, just over a quarter, that are planning to develop or improve their metrics or KPI programs. So basically what they've done is they've seen from last year's survey and webcast how best practices organizations have benefited from doing this. Now they need to do that too. So they're taking the steps to build up. But if you're going to build up your KPI program and you're still not automated, you're going to be immersed in a very cumbersome scenario, cumbersome situation. You could end up collapsing under your own weight. So having that upgraded or new automated warranty chain management solution is really going to help you with developing your improved metrics or KPI programs as well. They go hand in hand. So why do companies do all of this? Well, they're doing all of this because they want to serve the customers better. They want to improve the bottom line. And in order to do that, they've got to take all of these strategic actions and technologies that they're using and put them into place. So what are they doing now? Just under half are saying that presently they've got all 5 of these capabilities in place. They've structured the warranty management integration with all service functions, not just with related functions, but every services function within their overall operations. This could include reverse logistics and logistics, service management, all aspects of the service function. They're also currently using end-to-end workflow processes to handle claims and return, and they're no longer reporting financial data buried in another department or another division's overall reporting. They're reporting it on their own. It's separate reporting of the financial performance data for warranty management. And they're using executive oversight at the senior levels for this, and they're looking for systematic failures and early warnings to correct things before they get out of hand. But take a look at this. When we see 46 to 44% and look at the next 5 items of capabilities currently in place, we see from 44 to 37%, these are still largely being executed by companies like yours and your peers and your competitors. And they're looking at more KPI measurements, like total warranty costs and claims processing time and claim rates. But they're also implementing centralized data warehouses and the ability to track in warranty repairs at the point of sale. But wait, there's more. When we look at the next 5 capabilities, from 29% to 35%, we see almost a third of the market or more are presently providing a minimum of 15 of these capabilities to their field technicians and their support teams out in the field. And this is about 5 or so factors more than what we saw in our original warranty management survey a couple years ago, and more than we've seen last year as well. So there's more capability that's being provided out in the marketplace. And even more planned in the next 12 months. What we're seeing here is some very high numbers, 24 to 27%, roughly plus or minus a quarter of the respondents are saying, we're not done yet. We're already offering 10, 12, 15 capabilities. We're going to be offering another 3, 4, 5 capabilities to our field teams to support them in their capability to get their jobs done. Now, they're not able to do this just in and of itself without the technology applications behind them to power all of it. So the current technology apps that are presently being used are not very surprising. Number one in every survey we do, whether it's field service, reverse logistics, whatever, the number one technology being used is customer relationship management. Number 2 or number 3 is typically enterprise resource planning or ERP. But among the warranty community, obviously, financial and accounting systems and warranty management are used by a majority of organizations. The rest fall slightly under the 50% mark, like spare parts and inventory management and contract management. But we're seeing some upticks in things like business intelligence and analytics and knowledge management applications. These numbers ranging from 49% to 26%. Typically, we're ranging from 40% down into the teens in past surveys. So the current usage of these kinds of technology applications is really taking off. But not only is it taking off in terms of where companies have gone over the past 12 months, the next 12 months we're also seeing between 9 or 10, 12% of organizations, up to 21%, 1 out of 5, saying that we're going to be planning to implement these other technology applications to support our warranty management operations. So again, what we wanted to do this year rather than last year, and this was at the suggestion of Tavant, was to take a specific look, a drill down to emergent technologies that are currently being used. And what we're seeing here, and take a look at the range of numbers from 13% to 35%, using new dedicated mobile apps, self-learning applications for technicians, remote asset monitoring, leveraging the Internet of Things, the IoT, machine learning, work order and shop floor management, and something that's changing literally as we're sitting here. Augmented reality is merging with virtual reality in many cases to create a mixed reality or a merged reality, and that's really taking off. Artificial intelligence, between 13 and 35% saying that we're going to, or we're currently using these new emerging technologies. However, when we look at those that are planning for use in the next 12 months, we see even higher numbers, 18% to 35%, that say we're planning to use these emerging technologies and implement them over the next 12 months. So it's a virtual doubling of the current usage for these specific types of technologies in just a year or less. And that's pretty profound. That's pretty exciting for those who are monitoring new technologies. Companies like yours are not just monitoring the new technologies anymore. They're embracing them and they're adopting them for their organizations. Now, nearly half of the respondents, about 45%, say that they're currently looking at investing in predictive maintenance systems as well. Most are unsure, 55%, but none rule it out. None said, no, we're not looking at this kind of investment. So really that 45% who say they are looking at investing now, that 45% is really closer to 2/3 to 3/4 of respondents who, when they do know, the answer is going to be yes, we're going to be investing in predictive maintenance. This is another area that's taking off and is really going to be supporting warranty management operations in the near future. But facing the drivers, meeting the challenges, implementing the strategic actions, embracing and adopting new technology, it's all for naught unless you're using that. So what we also ask is, what are the top uses of the data information that your organizations are collecting from warranty events? Bar none, number one, to improve field service processes. But we also see that the main things that they're using the data for are to effect changes, product design changes, manufacturing changes, but also to improve processes, equipment or part repair, return processes, or depot repair processes. So the main takeaway from this chart is we want to improve the processes and we want to effect change. That effected change will then lead to better processes, and it's a cyclical thing that it feeds upon each other, and what's going to happen is the more that the processes are improved, the more change can be effected within the organization. There are other key uses, though, of data and information collected to make the supplier selection, to make purchasing decisions, but also to include in financial reporting and to make changes to product documentation. So what we see here is processes are important, and effecting change is important, but also reporting to management to let them know how successful you've been with your warranty management operations is also important. And in terms of meeting those obligations and using that information, what we've seen is that about 1/3 of respondents are presently outsourcing some aspects of their warranty management operations, particularly reverse logistics, repair operations, and returns and exchange management. What we're seeing, though, is 1/4 or so are outsourcing their entire warranty process, including service management. And this is very significant as well, because what we see here is that companies want to outsource some of their processes, whether it's warranty management or field service management, but they don't want to give it all up. They want to be able to exercise some control over it, and so that's why we're seeing numbers like this. Plans for outsourcing, though, are greatest for claims administration, but we're also seeing somewhat less so for other individual activities. Still, though, what we're seeing is that 1 in 6, 17%, are planning to outsource their entire warranty process, including service management, within the next 12 months. So outsourcing is important, and it's something that many organizations and possibly yours are considering. So our third and final poll question is, which of the following warranty management activities, if any, does your organization presently outsource? And what we've done here is we've put the top 5 factors that we've seen from our survey, and we'd like you to select it says select one of the following. We probably should have had any that you're doing, but just check that off, and we'll see how those poll results are in just a moment or so. In the meantime, I'm going to continue on with our presentation, and I'll address your answers when I see the chart. Now, evaluating outsourced support is very critical. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you choose the right vendor with the right expertise, and you haven't made a mistake here. It's a very important part of your business. The number one evaluation factor that we've seen by 70% of respondents is the cost. They're interested in the cost of this. If we're not going to do it ourselves or we're going to pay someone else, how much is it going to cost? But that's followed very closely by industry reputation and warranty management experience, so by just under half. And what we see here is, and I think you can see on your screen too, in terms of outsourcing, we see 1/3 each in terms of reverse logistics and returns exchange management, spare parts planning and inventory management, and returns or exchange management. I guess that was duplicative there. So the reverse logistics, returns exchange, and spare parts planning are taking on equal roles here in terms of what you all here as part of this webcast are presently doing. What we're seeing here is following industry reputation and warranty management experience is also, it's important by between 1/3 and almost 1/2 of respondents to make sure that their outsourced vendor has the data and information reporting capabilities and a specific geographic experience. So what we look at here is it's more important to have warranty management experience than geographic experience, but it's important to have both. There are other factors too, and these factors ranging from about 1/4 to about 1/3 of respondents saying, yeah, this is important to us in selecting an outsourced vendor, shows the importance of the financial viability. If we're going to pay you money to do this, we want to make sure you're going to be in business for a while. And that's why companies like Tavant, who have been in business for a while and are eminently financially sound, are among the types of vendors that many companies are looking at in terms of outsourcing or gaining support for the warranty management operations. But it also has to integrate with their installed systems. So this is very important to users as well, and this is why a state-of-the-art warranty management solution is so important. Upgrading may not give you everything you need to integrate with your existing systems. It might just be a patch at this time. A new warranty management solution will eliminate the ability to need to integrate with your installed systems. We also look at global footprint and coverage and vertical market experience, business vision and strategy, also important. But again, warranty management experience is more important than geographic experience, which is more important than specific vertical market experience, although again, all three are important. So now what I'd like to do is to bring this down to what I think is a series of charts which ends with some of the more compelling things that we've seen in terms of measurements. Right now, customer satisfaction and total warranty costs are the most commonly used KPIs by most organizations. Others are being used by between just 1 out of 10 or almost half of respondents. But what we're seeing here is that customer satisfaction and total warranty costs are at the top, warranty costs per product right behind it. So what we want to do is drill down just a little bit more and look at the most important factors. 35% said customer satisfaction is the singular most important KPI we look at. 19% said total warranty cost is the singular most important. And 14% said time from defect detection to correction is the singular most important factor, much more so than any of the other factors that we use. But what are they getting out of this? What we're seeing here is 82% customer satisfaction today, down from 85% just last year. So that's a downtick. It's tougher this year to satisfy customers than it was last year for many organizations. And it's tougher for those particularly who haven't implemented new solutions or upgraded existing ones. 8.9 days warranty claims processing time compared to only 5.57 days last year. So when you look at this, from 5.5 to 9 days, let's say, for those at the top of the heap, they're still able to maintain lower warranty claims processing time, but many of those that don't have new systems or fresh systems are dragging behind, and they're paying for it in terms of longer warranty claims processing times. We didn't measure services profitability last year, but it's about 25% mean average this year. So these may not look like bad numbers, and they're not really bad, but this is very humbling. We look at more than half not attaining at least 90% customer satisfaction, 29% not attaining at least 80% customer satisfaction. These are very low numbers. Do you want to be among the organizations that has only 75 or 77% customer satisfaction? Without the proper tools behind you and technology behind you, you may be in that classification. More than 3/4 not attaining 2 days or less warranty claims processing time, almost half not attaining 4 days or less, and almost a quarter taking more than 15 days to process their warranty claims. These numbers, if you're in those areas, the 49% or the 24%, you need some help, and that's why a newer upgraded solution could be very advantageous for you. And then looking at profitability, 59% not attaining at least 30% profitability, 45% not attaining at least 20% in a market where the mean average is 25%, but a quarter not attaining at least a 10% services profitability. We can see the improvements specifically made to the bottom line by those that have new or upgraded solutions, and that's where you need to focus if your organization isn't there yet. Now, when we look at the year after year, year-over-year numbers, we see most improving in terms of warranty claims processing, most improving in terms of reimbursement cycle time, most improving in terms of revenue from extended warranties, but a decline in warranty claims processing costs. Things have gotten a little tougher for many by a 3-to-1 ratio in terms of declines versus improvements. But the real meat of this presentation is what's the difference between the new warranty management implementation users and the upgraded warranty management solution users. For warranty claims processing time, just year over year, it's gone up 8.8% for the new implementations, down slightly less than 3% for upgraded. All others, virtually no change. Reimbursement cycle time from suppliers, up modestly for new implementations, down modestly for upgraded, and virtually no change for all others. And revenues from extended warranty sales, up 12.5% year over year for new implementations, up almost 11% for upgraded solutions, and up only 4.5% or so for all others. So what this does is, again, it separates the men from the boys, and it clearly shows that if you're going to make a change, it is far better to implement a new solution than to merely upgrade what you've already got. So the last slide that I wanted to show you is that right now only 42% of users are presently satisfied with their primary vendor. And only 12%, only 1 in 8 are extremely satisfied. Most of the users are complacent. They're neither satisfied nor dissatisfied with their primary vendor, but 15% are not very satisfied. So what this shows, a very complacent, not a very happy marketplace. So if you're not happy with your vendor, now may be the time to search out other vendors to see what kind of solutions they offer. These bullet points are mainly for those who are downloading the archived version of this later on. If they've missed the presentation or if they have additional questions and look for a summary, this is it. So please feel free to download the archived version following the webcast. But in the meantime, if you have any other questions for me, here are some contact numbers and information. But what I'd like to do now is to turn the microphone over to Rohit, who is the Senior Product Manager at Tavant. He's the expert on Tavant's warranty management solutions, and he'd like to lead you through a few slides at this time. Rohit?
Thank you, Bill, for the introduction. So before we go through what Tavant has to offer and how Tavant is helping companies overcome the challenges that Bill talked about, let me briefly introduce Tavant. So Tavant is a Silicon Valley-based solutions provider that leverages its deep domain expertise that it has developed in niche markets to come up with impactful results for its customers. We were founded back in 2000. We have been working in the warranty space for the last 15 years. Now, when we say choose the right solution, right, and building up on what Bill was saying earlier, only 25 to 40% of the companies are satisfied with their current warranty systems. So now, why companies are not satisfied? So based on our analysis of the market, we think that you should look at these key characteristics in your current solution or any new solution to be up to speed with what people are looking for in the market. So the first one is the solution should allow you to self-service and maintain your own business without needing any help from IT. It should be intelligent enough to completely automate the claim decision making. It should allow you to collaborate with your channel partners, that can be your dealers, that can be your customers or other service centers. And above all, it should give you the tools that you need to scale up both functionally and technically to match your business growth, while also lowering your warranty cost and increasing your service revenue. Now, in addition to these 4 key fundamental characteristics, the solution should be closed loop, so that means it should provide you the functionality from product registration all the way up to supply recovery. The solution should be IoT ready. So just, as we saw, many companies are investing into new technologies. They want to leverage the data that they are collecting from their telematic devices. So your warranty system should also be able to take those and improve your process and automate your process. The next key characteristic is customer focus. So what we have seen is many times companies were more focused around cutting costs or improving process, but very few companies were putting emphasis on customer satisfaction or how customers perceive their brand, their products from an aftermarket service point of view. So now the modern day systems are keeping customer satisfaction as the core of everything that you do in and around warranty. And we will talk about how Tavant is addressing that specific need in the market. So coming to what Tavant has to offer, we have 3 products in the market. The first one is our on-premise Tavant warranty product that has been in production for the last 15 years, and it is being used by a number of big global enterprises. A few years back, we launched a version of our warranty product on Salesforce.com cloud. So this is our cloud-based closed-loop warranty management system. And currently, we are launching a beta version of our Tavant manufacturing analytics platform. This is also a cloud-based solution that can plug into your existing systems or, with any other aftermarket solutions that you are using to generate insights that you can right away consume into your business processes and benefit from the same. In addition to that, Tavant is heavily investing into creating more products, and I wanted to talk about a couple of them. One is product registration. So this will allow companies to better capture and monetize their customer interactions. And the next one is Service Center, which will allow companies to get insights into how their dealers, how their service providers are providing service to their customers even once warranty is not in the play. So just to quickly give you an overview of Tavant warranty. So Tavant warranty is a closed loop warranty management system. It provides you all the functionality that you need to manage your complete warranty lifecycle, starting from inventory management, having option to maintain the recall campaigns, managing claims, completely automating your claim decision making, embedded supply recovery so that you don't have to generate a separate supply recovery claim. System takes care of doing that for you. Tavant warranty system has intelligence built in to come up with the fraud score, and we are using the latest in machine learning to come up with a Tavant proprietary algorithm for doing the claim scoring. And solution also has an integrated part returns component that allows you to automate the return of parts from your dealers as well as return of products from your customers. When we look at Tavant warranty on demand, so the backbone of our Tavant warranty on demand product is customer focus. And this is in line with what many companies are looking for today, as covered by Bill earlier. This solution has been built on top of the reliable Salesforce.com platform and allows you to have a 360-degree view of your customer relationship. It is a comprehensive warranty management system that is highly configurable, very customer focused, where everything revolves around a customer, allowing you to map a customer's service journey as they are engaging with you on different products that they have purchased. And it also has the latest tools that you need to collaborate more with your customers, with your channel partners through different social engagement platforms. Now let's come to the latest product that Tavant is bringing out to the market. So Tavant Warranty Analytics platform takes our fraud analytics offering to the next level. It will be available for customers by end of next quarter. This solution provides actionable insights by analyzing data from different sources, and you can plug these insights into your existing systems to start benefiting from data that you have collected so far right away. And some of the key insights that you can derive from this data are: you can better price your warranty products. That can be your extended warranties, it can be your service contracts. You can optimize your warranty policies, you can optimize your coverages, you can identify and act upon fraudulent claims, you can predict future failures, and even ask dealers to proactively perform preventive maintenance. And you can also, decide how much stock you should have on hand for different service parts. And again, this is just an example of few key insights that the platform provides. There are many more. Feel free to get in touch with me or Bill or anybody from Tavant team to get more information about what we have covered on the webinar. Now, I will quickly go through the questions that we have received. So Bill, there is one question that is specifically asking us, what do we mean by an upgraded solution compared to a new solution?
Well, a new solution would be moving ahead from what you've got now, whether it's a manual process, no formal process, or something that's only partially automated, perhaps something created in-house, perhaps something that you're using a solution by one of the other vendors in the marketplace, but it's no longer doing the job. It's been in place possibly for 5 years, 10 years. It's just not state-of-the-art enough to handle what's current in terms of warranty management. So what you do is you look for a vendor that has a solution that's perfectly suited for your warranty management operations in terms of size and scope and scalability, functionality, et cetera, and so forth. And basically, you're getting rid of your old way of doing things, and you have a new solution that you're implementing to move forward into the not only the 21st century, but into 2017 and beyond. An upgraded solution is something where you might already have a solution in place, and you acquire additional modules to it. You might be linking it to a CRM system or ERP system, and trying to merge or integrate some functionalities from one area to another. It may help you in some areas, but that's basically a Band-Aid or a patch. It's not something that's going to help you out. The classic example of an upgraded solution is you're using a solution from one vendor and you're just upgrading to either a new version or you're adding functionality to it. But if the existing version that you had been using isn't doing its job for you, merely adding new functionality or new applications to it isn't going to help you very much. It'll help you a little bit, as we saw from the data. But there is a distinct difference between a newer implementation versus merely upgrading an existing solution.
Thank you, Bill. I have one more question from Jeremy, and Jeremy is asking how are Tavant products keeping up with the advances in artificial intelligence and leveraging them to improve warranty operations? So Jeremy, just to quickly respond in the interest of time, we have implemented inbuilt machine learning algorithms for coming up with the fraud score by looking at the current data and the historical failure rates, and also how a dealer or a particular repair compared to the previous repairs done along the same failure lines. Also, we are eliminating the whole standard repair time management from the warranty system slowly. We want that to be more data-driven based on the historical data that we have about how long it takes for companies to, or for different dealers to perform a particular repair. So these are just a couple of examples. We are doing many more things along the same lines to make the system more intelligent, take away the manual data-intensive task that people used to do manually before. Now system should be able to take care of those. So with that, we have come to an end of the presentation, and we will respond to any other questions via email. Please feel free to contact me or Bill. You can reach out to us at webinar@tavant.com. Thank you everyone for taking the time today and attending the webinar with us.
Thank you everyone.